In today's news, talk show host says RDA lacks faith in VI contractors. WILLOCK claims all blogs on VINO are screened. Police Welfare Association chairman challenge. Process authorities warned on strong winds, as well as flooding and marine hazards. We have the details of this and much more coming right up after a quick commercial break.
Life is unpredictable, and when a storm is coming, having a plan can make all the difference.
We need a plan in case of a hurricane. Everyone, let's work together on this.
This is where we go in case if we need to evacuate. This is safe away from flood zones.
I will use this room as our secure space if we have to stay home.
Don't forget to save our local contacts and also our off-island contacts.
Right, and we need to have a plan for our pets too. They can't go to shelters, so we need a safe place for them.
In case we get separated, we should have a meeting spot. How about the community center?
That's good, and we can leave a note there too.
I feel safe knowing we have a plan.
With a plan, you're not just preparing for the worst, you're taking control of the situation. A message from the Department of Disaster Management and 284 Media.
Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of 284 News. It is Wednesday, August 11th, 2025. I'm Ron Grant, bringing you the very latest out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands. Thank you so much for joining us, and a happy Wednesday is wished to all. Talk show host Claude Skelton-Klein has criticized the Virgin Islands Recovery and Development Agency, RDA, for what he says is its feet dragging on the West End Ferry Terminal project. Skelton-Klein also blasted the RDA for its lack of confidence in local contractors. During his Honestly Speaking radio program, the host said the RDA announced its intention to restart the proposals for the West End Ferry Terminal project and called on 7 local firms to submit an expression of interest for a possible partnership with the design consultant at a German company, Lagner DE, to complete the designs for the new facility. The budget estimated has begun and has been set at $12 million. Skelton-Klein does not believe the project is receiving the highest priority.
So here's the Recovery and Development Agency, who's I guess that vehicle is just to facilitate. They don't build nothing, they facilitate. They are now asking, this is after tender, some 94 million, some 60 million. You imagine people submitted response to request for proposal costing in close to $100 million, $94 million, $60 million, more than what it cost for us to build the pier and the park at Tortola Pier Park. Unbelievable. They have a German company who is some design consultant, and here they are asking 7 reputable local firms to submit an expression of interest, no less than 15 pages, showing what they can do for a possible selection to become a partner with the German company and their design. The same company and design you are tossing out because of the prohibitive costs. And here you want our people, come closer, listen to me. I'm upset about this. So I'm going to raise my Ebenezer. That we continue to have little to no confidence in ourselves, in our people, in our contractors, in our architects. My God, we done built some of everything in this country. And to build a little 2x4 facility down in the West End, that's all you need.
The talk show host said 8 years after the 2017 hurricanes, there is no real progress in getting this project completed.
And they're going to have the nerve to ask local contractors, y'all can't get this due without some outside assistance. Without some company, here again, you already spent one set of money for these designs and God knows what else. And here you are forcing an issue. Who in God's name is sitting on the board at the RDA? Who is giving leadership to the RDA? Who really is in charge? Who is the minister for this subject? And how is it that something so simple I can see somebody saying, Captain Klein, you don't understand. You don't know our hands are tied. It ain't that we don't want to do it, but we have to go through this nonsense. You can tell that. You can't tell me that. If I were those 7 people, I won't respond to anything. That you're going to think so less of me and your people and what they do that they can't you go build a 2x4 building? And then look at the design that the German company purport. You would think you were somewhere in Europe or Germany. We're not in Europe or Germany, for God's sake. We're in the Virgin Islands, where our culture, our terrain, our architecture is of such, and the needs for what we have at West End is transient. Ain't nobody gonna be down there more than 45 minutes to an hour. Looking for who? And we are here complicating something so simple.
Owner of Virgin Islands News Online, Julian Willock, claims that everything that is posted on this site is screened by the editor-in-chief. Willock's response came following criticisms about blogging on news sites within the territory. During the Talking Points program on Monday, the issue came up for discussion, where Willock also alleged that politicians are now blogging, and went further and said all blogging on news sites should be stopped.
It's my understanding from the editor-in-chief that every blog before it's posted is screened.
Really?
Yes, that's my understanding.
Jeez, Brett, who's screening them blogs, buddy?
Well, I will think that the editor-in-chief is screening those blogs.
Well, you probably need to have a meeting with
the editor-in-chief.
The editor-in-chief.
Yeah.
Okay. I take that.
They need to be screened. Yes.
I take that. I mean, I've proposed already that all news sites just stop these blogs.
Yeah.
But I have not gotten any support.
Not really, because I think it's also an avenue for the voices of the community.
Frustration. Well, I don't know. I don't know at time whether that's the voices of the community. You have organized blogging now. Mm-hmm. You have political candidates who have their team of bloggers just blogging to make to make them look in a way that they're not.
That is part of the platform and the offering of. Yeah. So you're not going to get rid of that, but you do have the voices that come through objectively on the issues.
That's one of the hosts of the program, Damian Graange, came out in support of the premier and what he called personal attacks against him by bloggers.
Why would I allow the bloggers, even our premier, let's talk about our premier, some of the things that are allowed for persons to say under the guise of media about the premier, those are some personal attacks that are derogatory, and you see those things in the blogs. That shouldn't be allowed.
No.
Yeah, and the point about young people is very, very valid, Damien, because they read these things and obviously they repeat them. So you should respect the office, obviously, first and foremost, irrespective of whether you agree with the views of the office holder. Of course. And when these sort of bloggers are allowed to just roam free, it can be
and the premier, to his credit, he's a humble man. He don't get uptight about many things like other politicians.
No, but it's defaming.
But I agree with you. We ought to always respect our leaders. Exactly. Not only the premier, but other ministers.
Yes, I agree.
I have gone to function where sometimes there's not even a seat for a member of the House of Assembly.
Serious?
I've gone to function. Yes. The protocol up there, they're not even recognizing the So there needs to be some streamlining also, and that helps to create the respect necessary. Yeah.
The Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court has granted an injunction preventing Governor Daniel Pruis from proceeding with the vetting of police officers until the court rules otherwise. Acting High Court Judge Akila Anderson issued an injunction on 11th August 2025, and this prevents the Commissioner of Police and the Police Service Commission from initiating disciplinary or criminal proceedings against current members of the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force, as well as auxiliary force for failing to comply with specific vetting requirements. The temporary halt came following a legal challenge by the chairman of the Police Welfare Association, Mr. Sean McCall, PWA, against Governor Bruce. The PWA had applied to the High Court in June of 2025 for an injunction against the process until the concerns of the officers are adequately addressed. The court ordered that the Commissioner of Police and the Police Services Commission may not by themselves or through any servant or agent initiate or facilitate any disciplinary or criminal proceedings against any existing member of the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force for any failure to adhere to the following provisions of the Police Regulations 2025 until the determination, that is, of this matter or until further order of the court. The court also says the Commissioner of Police and the Police Services Commission may not by themselves or through any servant and or agent require any police officer to take any steps to cure any deficiency in their vetting information within the meaning of Section 3F and 3H of the Police Regulations 2025 until the determination of this matter or until further order of the court. The court says the governor shall indicate within 14 days whether any vetting forms or any other information within the meaning of Regulations 3 of the Police Regulations 2025 has already been forwarded to any independent body within the meaning of that regulation. It also says a copy of this order shall be served by the Police Welfare Association on the Commissioner of Police and the Police Services Commission. The court additionally says parties shall address the court in writing on costs within 21 days. McCall of the Police Welfare Association was represented by Terrence Williams KC and Carlin Lucien Thomas of Chase Law, and Governor Bruce was represented by Remy Rickhold. Up next, AIRLINE given 2 years to be profitable or lose managers. We have the details of this and much more coming right up.
Start the year off with more. More speed, more downloading, more savings, and more fire. CCT Fire Fiber Internet gives you the speed you need to keep the whole family connected. Packages starting at $119 with speeds from 300 megabytes per second, super fast, unlimited downloads, even more reliable connectivity, plus free live streaming TV for the family to enjoy. Sign up for the absolute best fiber internet service in the BVI, CCT Fire, and pay no installation fee. Plus, get CCT Live TV for free. You deserve more. Get more with CCT. Life Unlimited.
Orange alert! Orange alert!
Fire is spreading across the BVI. The fastest, most reliable, and affordable fiber internet service is here for you. Look out for fire in these new locations: Slaney, Duff Bottom, Manual Reef, Seacouse Bay, Albion, Hannah's, Palestina, Pleasant Valley, and Havers. Fiber is in your area. Call 444-4444 or visit a CCT store to find out more and bring it home. More locations coming soon.
Welcome back, everyone. Tropical Storm Erin continued its westward track early Wednesday, located approximately 1,500 miles southeast of Road Town, and it's forecast to bring adverse weather conditions to the Virgin Islands, even if its center passes to the northwest. Now, according to the latest advisory issued at 6 a.m., while Erin may not make direct landfall within the territory, residents should still prepare for heavy rainfall, strong gusty winds, and rough seas in the coming days. Local authorities are closely monitoring the system's development and trajectory, which remains subject to change. Emergency officials are urging residents to act now, highlighting 3 immediate steps, that is to secure homes and any loose outdoor items, fully charge phones and emergency electronics, and stock up on essentials including food, water, as well as medication. Though Erin remains some distance away, its impact could be felt across the territory through flooding, marine hazards, and possible transport disruptions. Residents and visitors are reminded to stay alert and follow updates from the Department of Disaster Management as well as other official channels. As conditions evolve, preparedness remains the best line of defense. They stated, and I quote, "Take this time to ready your homes, check your supplies, check your remaining systems, as well as be informed." Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Kamala Persad-Bissessar, has delivered a very sharp rebuke to the management of state-owned Caribbean Airlines, revealing that not a single route operated by the airline is currently profitable, and warning executives that they have 2 years to turn around the company's finances or face removal. Speaking Monday night at a United National Congress party meeting, Persad-Bissessar expressed frustration that despite millions spent on 2 leading accounting firms, CLA has failed to produce audited financial statements for the past 9 years. The revelation comes as CLA continues to operate flights across the Caribbean, including 2 new destinations such as Tortola, Puerto Rico, Martinique, and Guadeloupe, part of the strategic expansion under its 2023-2027 plans. She said, and I quote, "To date, Caribbean Airlines has not submitted an audited financial statement for the last 9 years. Adding, "Do you know that not one single Caribbean airline route is profitable? Not one. Yet planes are going and coming full every day." Issuing a very firm ultimatum, Persad-Bissessar declared, and I quote, "I am giving the management of Caribbean Airlines 2 years max to sort out the mess. Otherwise, everyone there will be looking for a new job. Your future is in your hands." The Prime Minister also signaled a broader government review of failing systems and state-run entities, stating, "My government will not continue bailing out preliminary failings state enterprises, and the majority of them are failing, spending billions. This cannot continue." While CLA has expanded its network and reportedly transported over 2 million passengers in both 2023 and 2024, the financial performance of the airline has come under growing scrutiny. The comments have sparked regional concern, especially in the territories such as us, the British Virgin Islands, which were added to the CLA's route map during the airline to recent expansion. Up next, 5 competitors to compete in the adult spell-off and local schools to benefit. In addition, Rotary Club of Central Tortola earns award for boosting membership. We have the details of this coming right up.
My name's Henry Bosch. I work for PPG. I'm here to explain to you the use of the Deltron NXT paint line and Enviro-based high performance, one being solvent-borne and the next being waterborne. The difference is that one is totally manufactured with rosins and thinners and all the good stuff that solvents bring versus our new technology, which is waterborne, which is 100% latex. What we're gonna do is that we reduce the solvent-borne with a DT885, which is a mid-temp reducer, and the waterborne uses T494, which is a waterborne reducer. We will today be using either DCU 2042, which is a speed clear, or we will be using DCU 2021, which is a classic. We have here our equipment. We have 8-ounce measuring cups, and we also have our 32-ounce mixing cup. We will also have with us our Venturi. This is a blower for us to dry the waterborne paint, which speeds up the process. The good thing about waterborne paint is that as soon as it evaporates, you're good to go. So now Gilligan will dilute the waterborne paint with the waterborne reducer. We made 8 ounces, that would be 1.6 ounce. It always has to be properly mixed until we get an even mixture within the paint mixing cup. So when we spray, we don't see uneven coats of color. So right now we're filling our paint gun with 8 ounces of diluted paint. We're gonna see how far 8 ounces will take us. Waterborne paint seems to look blotchy on your first coat. Don't pay no mind to that. Don't try to achieve full coverage on your first spray. Excellent. Let it dry. So the process in waterborne is 2 even coats, and then we have what we call a dust coat. Well, now we're gonna have Mr. Brown apply the first coat of clear on his waterborne panel. We'll let it flash off, and then he'll come back and coat it with his second coat to finish it off. As you had seen in the previous shots, we had a little blotchiness, and you'll see some patches. That's all due on purpose to sandpaper to prove that with Enviro-based high performance, all technicians, the body work has to end at 800 grit or plus. Well, Enviro-based is like we're trying to shift everyone into that slowly but surely. The entire west coast of the United States and all of Canada has already been on waterborne for the past 10 years. And now soon it'll be the eastern seaboard, which covers the Caribbean. So when that happens, we'll all be affected. So it's best to start now, start trying and applying waterborne, because eventually everyone will be on it. And referring to technicians, it's less harmful because it doesn't have all the toxic chemicals that solvent-borne paints do.
Welcome back, viewers, and thank you so much for sticking with us. An event that fosters a love for literacy while giving back to schools across the Virgin Islands will once again take center stage. The 4th edition of the Adult Spelling Bee competition will see 5 competitors at the Eileen L. Parsons Auditorium on Saturday, August 16, 2025. Founder Daryl Flanders speaks on the exciting event.
This year's competition is still back at the auditorium, so the Eileen L. Parsons Auditorium. We're truly grateful for HLSCC for always being a willing location for our event. 7 p.m. On Saturday, this August 16th, 7 p.m. It's just $10 to enter. We have not changed the cost.
Okay.
We might in the future because we have some bigger plans for the competition. But $10 to enter, 7 p.m. this Saturday, August 16th.
Flanders also highlighted the competitors for this year's competition.
This year's competition, originally, as I actually did announce at the senior competition as well, supposed to be the political figureheads. I'm not going to
Interesting.
This was definitely the year for the political figureheads. We actually had our 3rd category, which is the one that changes every year, to be the words in the Constitution, because we were aiming for political figureheads. Now, things happened, life has happened. We reached out to all of our political figureheads, and some are traveling. Others are just running from me.
Understood. Not surprised.
They straight up said, "Oh yeah, no, we're not doing this," and that's fine. I won't force anybody. So we decided to open up the pool to persons who have ran for politics, persons who are interested in running for politics. And then persons of political influence. So
Understood.
Whether it may be PSs, they may be department heads, whatever it may be, we opened up to that pool. So we did, and we had a lot of back and forth with persons, but we ended up with our Fearless 5.
Tell us about the 5. Who are they?
So the Fearless 5 for this year's competition, we have Carolyn Stout-Igwe, who's a permanent secretary. We have Miss Cindy Roseanne, which everybody knows. We have Miss Kishma Penn, which everybody knows as well. We have Miss Dwynelle Davis, who is also one of the department heads in her area. And then we have Mr. Aaron Paralance. We have one male this year, but we have Mr. Aaron Paralance.
He spoke about the philanthropic efforts of the initiative and how it will benefit local schools.
So at the end of the competition, the winner, we have because we're all about transparency, at the end of the competition, we've already at that point calculated or totaled the amount of admission tickets. Because remember, it's $10 at the door that people pay. Just $10. That's it. We add that all up, and at the end of the competition, we announce what the amount is, and the winner chooses from a bowl on stage a name of the school in the territory, private, public, secondary, primary, whatever it may be, and those funds are donated to that school.
He also spoke about the success of the most recent spelling bee featuring seniors.
That was a huge success. We've always thought about doing a senior edition at some point down the line. And we were approached by social development last year for something similar, but that didn't get as much traction as they would have hoped, which is fine. So they tried again this year and they got it.
It was a winner.
The traction was there. The teams were there. It was super
community
competitive.
Support, yes.
The community support was major, and we truly appreciated that. But we're always about the working alongside other organizations or schools or whoever it may be to kind of put off a fundraiser as an adult speller, we have no problem doing that. We're grateful for those opportunities also. But that was quite entertaining, I want to say, because talking to, or you have your competitors being the seasoned youth, as I always like to say, who know how these things spell, or who spell these things for so many years.
Many of them
the
former
dialect.
Educators,
especially
teachers,
right.
Yeah.
So you're nervous, because for me, I was so nervous because I was like, what if I say something wrong, or get them something wrong, and they have to correct me on the stage?
Yes.
But it was super competitive. It was a lot of fun. The seniors themselves told me they want to do it again next year.
Excellent.
So it might happen again next year, or it may be the spell-off theme for next year, maybe just the senior edition. But the seniors had a wonderful time. They said it was a great initiative for them. They loved the prizes that school development came up with as well.
Additionally, he recapped the overall success of the adult spelling bee competition this year.
A lot of times you hear about schools needing resources, and as being somebody who's been in the education system for quite some time, I've experienced it as a teacher. I've experienced it as an administrator in the school as well, the need for resources. And, for us at the Adult Spell Off, we always felt like it's bigger than us. While we do the literacy and the fun and the family fun, we always thought about, what else can we do? What else can we contribute? And it wasn't a money-making thing for us. It really was a fundraising initiative. And we know that it's under literacy and under education that we decided to add in that component of fundraising for the schools.
Excellent.
So right now, being our 4th year, we're at over, last time I did my calculations, it was over $8,000 we raised for the schools in the territory, and the schools that, are selected by random by the winner at the competition. So this year, we are anticipating or projecting, based on our spellers this year and a competition this year, that we'll hit over $10,000.
Exceptional.
Total funds raised. So for us, that's a huge milestone.
For the full interview, visit all Tweet4 media platforms. The Rotary Club Central Tortola has been awarded the Membership Action Plan Membership Achievement Award for the 2024-2025 Rotary Year in recognition of its outstanding success in growing and strengthening its membership. In a congratulatory letter dated August 1st, 2025, George Robertson Burnett, Chair of Rotary International Zones 33-34 Membership Action Plan, and Rotary International Director Patrick Eox praised the club's leadership, creativity, and commitment to fostering a welcoming environment that inspires service and fellowship. He said, "Your efforts have strengthened and grown your club," the letter stated, adding, "You've not only embraced the challenge of growing membership, you've excelled at it. You've proven that with intentionality, creativity, and welcoming spirit, membership growth is achievable and impactful." Shan Mohammed, membership chair for 2024-2025, expressed pride in the club's achievements, stating, and I quote, "This recognition reflects the hard work, dedication, and genuine spirit of fellowship that defines our Rotary family. We've intentionally focused on creating an environment where members feel valued, empowered, and inspired to serve. Our growth is not just in members, it's in energy, passion, and impact. We will continue to welcome new members who share our vision of uniting for good and making a lasting difference in the BVI and beyond." Club President Zoe Walcott echoed these sentiments, emphasizing that the award is a testament to the club's unwavering commitment to Rotary's core values: service above self, fellowship, diversity, integrity, and leadership. The MEP Membership Achievement Award celebrates Rotary clubs that demonstrate sustained membership growth, effective engagement strategies, as well as a culture of inclusion. Viewers, that is it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for your daily news updates at Tweet4 Media and Tweet4BVI on Instagram and X, formerly Twitter. I'm Ron Grant. I'll see you again tomorrow. Do have a safe and enjoyable evening. Happy Wednesday. Goodbye.